I'm talking to Jay.
You're talking to Jay.
As soon as I talked to Jay, she jumped down, came over. I said, "Oh shit, look at this!" And I'm like, "Wait, what is you doing?" That stuff, that's me and Jay-Z's.
50 Cent's been on fire lately, and it's like he's just one step away from blowing the lid off the whole entertainment scene. Fans are saying that when he hits up the Club Shay podcast, it's going to be pandemonium coups. The dirt he's got on these celebs insane. At least that's what everybody's saying. Now, guess who's next on his hit list? None other than the one and only Beyoncé. Yeah, Queen Ba herself. Seems like 50's got some beef not just with Jay-Z, but with his better half too now. We all get why he might have some bones to pick with Jay-Z. What with those rumors flying around about his shady dealings, but Beyoncé's always been this picture-perfect icon, untouchable in the eyes of the public, or so we thought. But hold up, cuz 50's out here hinting that maybe Beyoncé ain't as squeaky clean as we think. He's dropping hints that there's more to her than meets the eye, that maybe that flawless facade is just a cover-up for something darker. And what's the bombshell he's supposedly sitting on? Brace yours. He's claiming Beyoncé's been playing a little game of power, trading favors with men to climb that ladder. I know it sounds wild. I mean, who'd even imagine Beyoncé doing something like that? But before you dismiss it outright, think about it. There have been whispers for ages about her getting cozy with different dudes behind closed doors, and how many times can someone be caught up in the same scandal before there's got to be some truth to it, right? So buckle up, cuz we're about to delve deep into the mystery of how Queen Bey allegedly got tangled up in this mess. Now, you know how the rumor mill never stops churning, right? Well, word on the street is that before B once locked it down with Jay-Z, she was out there exploring her options, if you catch my drift. But here's where it gets spicy. Apparently, she wasn't just out there doing her thing before the Jay-Z days. She was allegedly keeping her options open, even while she was with him. Yeah, sounds like Queen Bey might have had her own little roster of good hair men on the side. Now, we all know Beyoncé's got serious pull in the industry, but the gossip is suggesting that back in the day before she was the powerhouse she is now, she might have been cozying up to these dudes to gain some leverage, like power couple goals and all that jazz. And get this, not only was she supposedly playing the game, but she also allegedly left these guys high and dry while painting herself as the innocent victim. Meanwhile, Beyoncé and Jay-Z's are still off here living their best lives, so let's dish some names. Shall we? First up on the alleged roster, Terrence Howard. Yeah, the guy from Empire. Seems like he might have been more than just a co-star at one point now. Even before her iconic solo acts, Beyoncé was already turning heads as a member of the originally four-girl group Destiny's Child. She's always KO'd on stage. This brings us to the drama that transpired between Beyoncé and Terrence. As a matter of fact, there was a time when she had literally taken Terrence Howard's breath away. Until now, fans can't stop talking about it. It was 16 years ago, yet the YouTube clip of that moment still gets comments to this day, pointing out the Empire actor's hilarious reaction to Queen Ba's presence back in 2004 Destiny's Child drop. Their sultry R&B jam, Cater to You, and let me tell you, it was a hit among fans, especially the fellas. I mean, the song's all about these gorgeous girls pledging to serve up some serious TLA to their men whenever they please. Fast forward 17 years, though, and it's a whole different story. Folks are trying to cancel the tune, calling out its lyrics for being, well, not exactly progressive when it comes to women, particularly lines like "My life would be purposeless without you," and "When you come home late, tap me on my shoulder, I'll roll over," aren't sitting well with the crowd these days. But rewind to 2005, and things were a whole lot different. Remember, when Destiny's Child slayed the stage with Cater to You at the BET Awards, those girls were on fire, dressed to the nines in elegant nude brown dresses that hugged every curve. And don't even get me started on B. Once folks were straight up mesmerized by her beauty, with YouTube commentators still swooning over her looks to this day. Now here's where things get juicy. The girls were looking for 3 lucky dudes to join them on stage for a little catering special. And who does Beyoncé pick? None other than Terrence Howard, who happened to be sitting right next to her parents at first. Howard was all smiles, but as the performance went on, his expression shifted. It's like he became totally hypnotized by Beyoncé's performance. Things reportedly got steamy after that, with rumors flying left and right about them being an item. But then, just as quickly as it started, it supposedly fizzled out because Howard's career started to take a nosedive. Coincidence? Some folks don't think so. Back in the early 2000s, He was on the brink of being the next big leading man. I mean, his Oscar-winning performance in Crash had everyone thinking he was about to take over Hollywood. Now zoom in on 2008. Terrence steps into the Marvel Universe with Iron Man as Roy, and he's raking in that sweet cash, holding down a side gig while being the highest paid actor in the movie. But wait, fast forward to 2010 and bam, Don Cheadle swoops in as Roy in the Iron Man sequel. The plot thickens. Rumor has it Terrence got hit with a massive pay cut offer, like slashing it by 50% to 80% for Iron Man 2. But here's where things get interesting. Did he turn down the offer himself? Or was there some behind the scenes drama that my friend remains a mystery? Entertainment Weekly spilled some piping hot tea back in the day, suggesting Terrence might have had a bit of a temper issue, being a handful on set. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. Now, Terrence Howard wasn't the only one caught up in those swirling rumors about Beyoncé's alleged flings. Nope, Sean Paul's name got tossed into the mix too, especially after those whispers about him and Queen Bey hooking up. But just like with Terrence, it seems like once Beyoncé got what she needed from him, she left him in the dust while she and Jay-Z continued to shine. Rumor has it things got a bit icy between them after they shot the music video for their hit Baby Boy separately.
The night before the video shoot, I was told I'm not in any scene with her, which to me at the time, the way I was thinking about the video was totally different. I thought we were gonna kind of act.
But hold up, Sean Paul himself decided to set the record straight on why he stopped performing Baby Boy with Beyoncé, and whether there was any truth to those juicy rumors. During an interview with the Daily Beast, he spilled the beans on some of his favorite collaborations. First up, Busta Rhymes. Because let's be real, who wouldn't want to work with Bo? Sean Paul talked about feeling like he leveled up musically by teaming up for tracks like Give Me the Light and Make It Clap. Then there's Rihanna, who he bonded with over their shared love for Jamaica during a tour. But when the topic of Beyoncé came up, Sean kept it real. He admitted they didn't exactly hang out, but he had mad respect for her music, and let's face it, her stunning looks. So when Queen Bey reached out for a collab, Sean was all in. He thought they were going to drop an R&B vibe, but it ended up being a dancehall banger. Despite the track's massive success, Sean Paul revealed he only got to perform it with Beyoncé 3 times, and it kind of bummed him out. So while chatting about the whole performance dynamic, Sean Paul dropped some real talk. He mentioned how some of his longtime crew suddenly became fans after just 3 performances with Beyoncé, which kind of blew his mind. He recalled one of those gigs being at Reggie Sunfest during the 2003 Rock the Mick tour. Now, Queen Bey wasn't on the tour every day, but she'd pop in on certain dates to do her thing, usually belting out Crazy in Love with Jay-Z. But here's where things take a weird turn. The second time Sean and Beyoncé were set to perform together, things got funky real quick. Sean was in LA doing his thing when he got word they were going to link up for Baby Boy. So he rushes over. The crowd goes wild, but then something feels off despite him giving it his all. Couldn't feel the energy from the Crow crowd, and that's when it hit him. Someone had messed with his mic backstage. His own crew was fuming, telling him they couldn't hear a word he was saying out there. Sickly, his mic got straight up sabotaged. Now, the first time it happened, Sean brushed it off as a glitch. But when it happened again, yeah, he knew something fishy was going on. Sean had another performance lined up with Beyoncé, this time in Scotland for an MTV event. They did the whole rehearsal thing. Everything seemed smooth sailing. The plan was for Sean to pop up from under the stage, join Beyoncé at this big center stage surrounded by fire. Sounds pretty epic, right? Well, here's where things went left. When it was Sean's turn to spit his verse, the track went all wonky, looping the same part over and over. Shay's there like, what's the deal here? And that was the moment it clicked for him. Someone was trying to mess with his shine. Now, where's where it gets juicy? Apparently, after this debacle, Beyoncé decided to confront Sean about those pesky dating rumors because it was starting to mess with her rep. Remember the victim card we talked about? Exactly. But C's like, hold up, I knew Jay before you, and we were cool, so maybe me and him should chat first. But Beyoncé's team wasn't having it. They made it crystal clear they weren't going to be working with Sean anymore. Then there's the VM's debacle. Beyoncé tells Sean they're going to rehearse for their performance, but then the day before the big show, Sean overhears someone else rehearsing Baby Boy, and surprise, surprise, when they check with the label, they're hit with the news Beyoncé's flying solo for the performance for Sean. It was not only awkward, but downright humiliating, especially having to sit through the show with wife and other celebs, asking why he wasn't up there. And when Sean finally clocked